Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sesivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Chayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrunvanuti Pitsidha Sadhanam. Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheswaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Phirvajini Vati Dhinam Avitriyavatu. Om Sri Maha Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara Swachaya Anma Pramadaha. Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. Sadasiva Samarambham Vyasa Sankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Dhanyavada Mahadev. Now I'll request Shivarchit ji to start his lecture.
Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. My namaskaram to all of you. Among the last session, we have talked about the a brief structure of the Vedas as a Rig Veda, Samaveda, Atharva, Yajurveda, and Upavedas. And now we need to talk about the Vedangas. What is the use of them? What is the definition of that? Who is the different types of Vedanga? How much they are? As like some brief definitions and some brief uses, and in short period we need to cover all of the Vedangas. Just 1 minute, I am presenting something else. Here's some common introduction about the Vedangas. We will start from the beginning. In the last classes, we already something talk about the Vedas, and sometimes I repeated, sometimes I talked about the Vedangas also. So that in about the word Vedanga, everyone I think connected connected with the word of Vedanga. Then we already know that Veda is the most ancient literature of the world, and it is the in the division of the literature we found the Brahman, Aranyaka, Upanishad, and the Samhita, part of Samhita, and Mantra, Brahmana, Yuru, Veda, Namdhyam. According to this, it's come to under two forms: Mantra Bhag and Brahmana Bhag. Part of mantras, who is compiled in the Samhita, and Brahmana Bhag, which is compiled in the Shatpat Brahmana, and Shatpata Brahmana, Aitreya Brahmana, Kaushitiki Brahmana, Shankhayan Brahmana, Gopata Brahmana. It's the different types of Brahmana according to the Vedas also. Then the mantras were revealed to seers in their intention, in their state of penance. Penance, it's called instruction, it's called something sermon also, and which are collected and compiled in the form of 4 samhitas, as you know, Rig Vedas, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Athar Veda. And these 4 samhitas were found in the several schools, much of shakhas. We are already talked about that in the brief. I put it here. At the Patanjali said that at least 21st school shakhas, branches of the Rig Veda. Sorry, here is the mistake. 100 schools of Yajur Veda, and 1,000 schools of Samaveda, and the 9 school of probably Atharva Veda. Some different acharyas, some different numbers of the school that we already talked about all of that. And the entire mantra literature preserved in the 4 samhita or in their different preserve thus from the first corpus of the Vedic literature. Samhita is the corpus of the Vedic literature. Then we already talked about the some part of the Samhita. We didn't talk about the Aranyaka, Upanishad, and Brahmana Grantha completely, but we talked about the Samhita. Then there is the 4th Samhita available, and the second form of Vedic literature called Brahmana, and was of the commentarial nature, as it's come to existence with the view of explaining the secret purpose of the mantras by Brahmanas. As the we can say, it's look like the commentary. It's not commentary, but if we if we looked at a different approach as a commentator approach, this can be happened. Who had received the knowledge of Vedic mantras through the Upadesha, proclamation, say that for the of the ancient seers, sage, rishi, seer word used for the rishi, in their oral tradition, said that Guru Mukho Charada Nucharat Guru by Shruti Parapara, Shruti tradition, we can say that. Because of the oral tradition, because of the Shruti tradition, the name of the Veda also Shruti, Amnaya, Trai, different name of the Veda. We I think everyone connected all of that. With the development of time, there come a stage when the secret purpose of the mantra, secret meaning of the mantra, mantras could not be understood by the later generation. As today, if we don't have Vyakarana Shastra, if we don't have a Nirukta Shastra, if we don't have some commentator, then we are not able to understand the what is the purpose of the mantra. Not we can say the meaning, but what is the purpose of the mantra? We couldn't understand. We need we have too much hard to understood the purpose of the mantra. If we don't have the Vyakarana Shastra, if we don't know about the grammar, if we don't know about the Nirukta, then we are unable to understood the what is the actual purpose, and we couldn't try to understood the meaning also. Then therefore a third particular type of the literature called Vedanga. Then now we need the help of the Vedanga. It can be helping books also to understood the purpose of the mantras. Was compiled by the acharyas based on the lines and their predecessors, by which both types of literature, mantra and brahmana, could be understood by the person of the common intelligence. By the help of the Vedanga literature, we can understood the mantra bhag, samhita, mantra bhag, brahmana bhag also. We can understood the even every shastra, darshana shastra also. We are able to understand if we know Vyakarana Shastra, if we know Anirukta Shastra. Vedangas help the different types of Shastra to understand the provide the common intelligence to how to understood this type of Shastras. Then we can say that mantra and brahmana could be understood by the person of the common intelligence when we are use the Vedangas. Then what are the Vedangas? We will put it here. Then the word Vedanga connotes a particular type of class, a particular type or class of literature be rendered to great help to understanding of the Vedas. comprising both mantra and pramana. It is, I put it here only mantra and pramana because Vedangas Nirukta Shad is especially compiled for the mantra bhaga, specific compiled for the Samhita bhaga, the part of Samhita. Then I will put it here mantra and pramana. Vedanga is not only the help of understood the Vedanga, understood the Veda, because Sanskrit Vyakaran, grammar of the Sanskrit, it's not only used in the Veda. If we need to common Sanskrit, we need to, we said Laukik Sanskrit, we need to talk in Sanskrit, then you should know about the Vyakarana, you should know about the Sandhi, Samas, you should know about the suffix, prefix, different types of who is the part of the Vyakarana. Then such the Vedanga, auxiliary type of literature. As we can say that the Vedanga is the helping book to understood the purpose of the Veda. This type of literature is the Vedangas. Then here is the question: Vedanga. It's mean the ang of Vedanga, parts of the Veda. Vedanga means Vedas Angani. So, this is the part of the limbs of the Veda. Then how much ang, how much parts of the Vedas? Then here are the 6 things which are most essentially required to understanding the Vedas. Total actually 6 parts also available, 6 Vedangas, 6 Vedangas also available for us. That's why here put it here in the Panini Shiksha. Panini Shiksha is a book who is come into the Shiksha Vedang. Here is the narrated 2 verses on the importance of the Vedangas, which describe the Vedas as a Purusha. Purusha is the main Veda Purusha, having 6 limbs, 6 parts as 6 Vedangas. If we imagine that Veda is a Purusha, Veda is a Purush, and he have 6 parts, 6 body parts. Then which is the Vyakaran, which is the Shiksha? We will talk here. We got it here. Dividation of the Vedangas. Here is a shloka Panini Shiksha. Chandah padau tu Vedasya hastau kalpota patyate jyotisha mayanam chakshur niruktam shrotra muchyate shiksha ghanam tu Vedasya mukham vyakaranam smritam tasmat sangam madhityaiva brahma loke mahiyate. Then it's last line look like a Falashruti. Then the first 3 lines Chandah padau tu Vedasya. Chandah, it's talk about the chand, meters, words, and the chand meaning is meter. Meter is the chandas. The chandas are his Vedas 2 feet. Chandha padau tu Vedasya. Vedasya padau tu 2 feet. Chandas are 2 feet of Veda Purusha. And the Hastau Kalpota Patyate. And the Kalpa Shastra, a Vedang, that name is the Kalpa. In Kalpa Shastra, Kalpas are, Kalpa is the 2 arms of the Veda Purusha. And the Jyotisha Mayanam Chakshuhu. Jyotisha Mayanam Chakshuhu. Then the Jyotisha Shastra is the eyes of the Veda Purusha. And here Niruktam Shrotra Muchyate. If the Veda Purusha, then what is his ear? Then Niruktam Shrotra Muchyate. Nirukta is the ear of the Veda Purusha. And there Shiksha Granam tu Vedasya Mukham Vyakaranam. Shiksha Granam, Grana word used for nose. Then the Shiksha is the nose of the Veda Purusha. And Mukham Vyakaranam Smritam. And Vyakaran is the mouth of the Veda Purusha. Chanda, and in the shloka also something clear. Chanda Padu tu Vedasya. Chanda Padu used for 2 feet. Hasto used for word used for 2 hands, 2 arms. And Chakshur word used for eyes. Shrotra word used for ears. And Gran word used for nose. And Mukha word used for mouth. Chanda Padu tu Vedasya Hastau Kalpota Patyate Jyotisha Mayanam Chakshu Niruktam Shrotra Muchyate Shiksha Gradam tu Vedasya Mukham Vyakaranam Smritam. Tasmat Sangamadityeva, who will studied about all of that, Brahma Loke Mahiyate, something like that. Here is the importance, the 6 Vedangas which we need to find: Chand, and Kalpa, Jyotish, Nirukta, Shiksha, and Vyakaran. It is the 6 Vedangas and the 6 parts of six parts of Veda Purusha, six body parts of Veda Purusha, where it will be defined. Then remember the six Vedangas: Chanda, Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, Nirukta, Chanda, Jyotish. Either Chanda, Kalpa, Jyotish, Nirukta, Shiksha, and Vyakarana is the six Vedangas. Then the record their names occurs in the Mundakopanishad, where they are named as Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, Nirukta, Chanda, and Jyotisha. Mundakopanishad related with the Atharva Veda. Where is the first time we find that their name Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, Nirukta, Chanda, and Jyotisha. And the word the Shiksha, Shiksha is the phonetics of pronunciation of the Vedas. We found here how to what is the phonetics of the Vedic words, Vedic mantras, how to pronunciate that, because different Vedas, different pronunciation method should be used. As like in the Yajurveda Madhyamya Samhita, there is the Sha word. In the Madhyamya Samhita, use Kha, and in the if we talk about the Ya word in the alphabet Ya, sometimes somewhere which called Ja, as well different types of the mantra, different types of the alphabet pronunciate different types. Then the Shiksha books, Shiksha Vedanga, Shiksha Grantha provide us knowledge how to pronunciate particular Vedas, particular letter of the particular Vedas. This is the work of the Shiksha. It's talk about phonetics and pronunciation. And the Kalpa Shastra is a ritual. Kalpa Shastra, it's called ritual. Ritual in the mean Kalpa, where is the four types of Kalpa Shastra: Shrauta Sutra, Sulba Sutra, Dharma Sutra, and Shrauta Sutra, Kalpa Shrauta Sutra, Dharma Sutra, Sulba Sutra, and Grihya Sutra. The Kalpa Shastra is the Shrauta Sutra, deep knowledge about the Shrauta Yagya as Soma Yajna and Darsha Purnama Yajna, Chaturmas, Sautramadi, Vajpayee, Rajasuya, Agnihotra, different types of yajna, how to perform, how to create A to Z, starting to ending, how to work, how to create the Veda, how to what's the work of Udgata, what is the work of Brahma, what is the work of Ritvija. It's step by step provide knowledge about the ritual, about the yajna in the Kalpa Shastra, specific in Shrauta Sutra. And Grihya Sutra, we talked about in the Grihya Sutra. Grihya Sutra is teaches about the Shodas Sanskara. We those things we are used in the Grihastha Dharma. That's called the Grihya Sutra. Is every complete knowledge about the Grihastha Dharma. And I will talk. I try to talk today also Dharma Shastra also. Here is the Vyakarana Shastra. Vyakarana Shastra is common with the grammar. Nirukta is the Vyatpatti Shastra. Nirvachana Shastra is the etymology, is the new name. And Chandas. Chanda is the Chanda Shastra. We can say meter. And Jyotish. Jyotish Shastra is clear as Jyotisha. The word sometimes is astronomy. Here is the first thing is the Shiksha. What is the Shiksha? So the first and foremost thing for studying the Vedas is phonetics, because whenever we try to start the Vedas, first we need to pronunciate the Veda mantras. After that, we will talk about what is the commentaries, what is the meaning of this particular word, what is the use of this particular mantra. But the first and foremost thing for studying the Vedas is phonetics, its pronunciation. Without having knowledge of the Vedic phonetics, Vedic pronunciation, nobody can utter the mantras. Nobody can speak the mantras. That's why mantras is studying for the Guru Parampara. Because if we don't know about the Shiksha, then your teacher said the speak Sukharati Rashva, then you will say Sukharati Rashva. You don't know Susharati. Why I will speak Susharati? Why should I speak Sukharati? You don't have knowledge about the Shiksha Grantha. But when your Acharya, your Guru said the Sukharati Rashva, then you will spoke Sukharati Rashva. Whenever Yasmin Richaha Samayaju, then when your Acharyas speak that Jasmin Richaha Sam Jaju, your word used as like Ja, then you will also speak Jasmin Richaha. Then you why is the important Shruti Parampara? Why is the important Guru Parampara? Why need why the instruct to us instruct toward Veda is studied by particular acharyas, particular gurus. Because if we don't know about the shiksha, uh, about the about the meter, uh, but your guru says that for because of the guru you already spoke the correct pronunciation. And without having the knowledge, Vedic phonetics, nobody can speak the mantras, utter the mantras. Therefore, the class of the literature we deal with the Vedic phonetics is called Shiksha. Shiksha really means instruction. Shiksha is the instruction. Then the particular instruction of reciting in the correct pronunciation, accentuation of the Samhita text. Not only Samhita text, but probably if Shiksha Grantha instruct about the Samhita text. It was a name given to work contained the rules regarding the proper pronunciation of the Vedic text. It was the name given works containing rules regarding the proper pronunciation of the Vedic text. That's why its name is Shiksha. Shiksha means we all know about the Shiksha means education. But here is the Shiksha means instruction, a particular pronunciation of the words of Vedic text, Samhita text. That is the Shiksha. That's why here is called Shiksha. Does the Shiksha Sutras, because Shiksha is kind of Shiksha books we found in the Sutra, in Sutra Granthas, Sutra type of compilation, and Shiksha is Vedas as shlokas also. Then the Shiksha Sutras are treatises on phonetics. They are related to the Samhita, specific Samhita. Specific Samhita provide the specific Veda. Specific Shiksha is a specific Shiksha Granthas is provided to the specific Samhita. Then Shiksha lays down rules of phonetics, sound of syllable, of pronunciations, different types of the part of the pronunciation and phonetics. The function of the Shiksha is thus to fix the parameters of the Vedic words. What is the time dirghochar, what is the time we will smart word spoke, we will what is the time whenever we spoke through the words, and different types of the parameters, different types of the different places of the word, as the kanthasthaniya karadi varadaha, as something for beginnings. Phonetics the most important in the case of Vedic languages, because we talked about the whenever we need to talk about the Vedas, we need to study about the first thing, first subject, first thing is come front of us. How to speak that, how to utter that, how to correct speak that. Then that's why it's important for the knowledge of the Vedic text. And phonetics is the most important in the case of Vedic languages, because we see that change in the sound lead to change in the result and effect. Whenever is change in the sound, even here is the some we talked about the accents, udat, anudat, swarita. That's the name of circumflex, acute, anudat, different types of accents provided by the Shiksha Granthas. Then here is the Ved word we have know that Ved the word meaning of the Ved, Shabda Rashi, and the different meaning of the Veda is the Kusha also. I think once I talked about that, two meanings of the Vedas. Here is the which meaning of the Shabda Rashi, which Veda word is Adyudatta. I think because I didn't talk about the in deep what is the Adyudat, what is Antodat. So it's I think it will be you will be suffered some problem to understood the adyudat antodat. It udat antodat adyudat. It is the definitional word and it is the part of the shiksha literature. Then when we used adyudat Veda, then it will be called shabdarashi. Whenever we talk about the antodat Veda word, it will be called as the kusha. It's a different name, different changes because of the accentuations, because of the accents, because of the sounds. Then phonetics is the most important case Vedic languages, because we see that changes in sound leads to change the result and effect also. Then hence the shiksha, which is the phonetics, has been regarded by very important of the six anga, six organs, six limbs, six ang of the Veda Purusha. Then here is the quotation of the Shiksha. When we got the first time in the Shiksha, the first time the Taittiriya Upanishad clearly mentioned the topics which come under the purview of Shiksha Vedanga. Then in the Taittiriya Upanishad, we found the first time in the Shiksha Vedanga Shiksha about the Shiksha word. What is the subject matter of the Shiksha? What is the use of Shiksha? In the Taittiriya Upanishad, three Valli. Taittiriya Upanishad divided in the Valli, where its chapterization. We talked about the chapterization in Vedas, Mandala Krama, Ashtak Krama, Prapataka, Kanda, Khanda, Varga, different types of chapterization. As well in the Taittiriya Upanishad, the chapterization in the Valli and Anuvaka. It's the first chapter is the Taittiriya Upanishad Shiksha Valli. Second chapter is the Taittiriya Upanishad Brahmananda Valli. Third chapter of the Taittiriya Upanishad Bhrigu Valli, as like some different Vallis. I think in the Taittiriya Upanishad 3 Valli only. It's a Valli is the chapterization method. Is the first step of the first chapter of the Taittiriya Upanishad Shiksha Valli. Then there is the quoted this mantra, this quotation: Shiksham Vyakhya Syamaha Varnaha Swaraha Matra Balam Sama Santanaha Ityukta Shikshadhyaya. Shiksham Vyakhya Syamaha, elaborating the Shiksha, explain the Shiksha. What is the Shiksha? Then whenever talk about the Shiksha, okay, 1 minute. I will talk about that. These are the varna. These are the varna. These are the swara. Varna for alphabet. Swar word used. Swar word used for the accents. Mantra. Mantra. What's the mantra? This is the matra. Is the matra measurement of time. What's that? Balam. Balam is strength. In which word you will use the power, and that will be decide the accents. As like whenever we talked about the I will give you example. Ram, please take the water. Ram, please take the cold water. Whenever we talk, what is the I am explaining that what is the bal, what is the strength. Then it's related with the accents. Whenever we will talk about that, we can example Shivarchit, bring the cold water. Then whenever we will give my strength on the cold, then who is the listener decide that it will be decided, he will be decide that cold is the important here. Whenever we said that Shivarchit, bring the cold water. Whenever we give our strength cold water, then we will as listener is thought that cold is important than water. Please bring the cold water. But whenever we whenever someone says that Shivarchit, bring the cold water, then whenever we give our strength, our accents on the water, please bring the cold water. Then water is not be cold, but here is the important is the water. Here is the bal. Here is in the normal pronunciation, in the normal conversation, it's not too much important, but in the Vedas, in the Samad Sukta, in the Akhyan, it's too much important for about the bal. Here is the Sam is harmony, is the rag, and the Samhita, you can say Sandhi, and euphonic combination also called Santana. Santana is the we can Sandhi. Whenever two words is the meet here, two words the meet here the Shiksha Dhyaya. Yeah, Ityuktaha. If we will part that iti uktaha. Here the Samhita Ityuktaha. It's called Samhita. Then Samhita, it is a combination of the words we can say in what word. Then Varna we can mean here is some little definition about all of that. Varna means syllable. Varna means syllable. Both vowels, akshara, and consonant vyanjana. Vowels should call akshara, naksharati akshara. Akshara who is not labs. Vowels. It is called akshara, and consonant would depend on the vowels, vyanjana, and it's called varna. Swara means accents distinguishing into udatta, anudatta, swarita, prachaya, ekashruti, different types of swar, different types of accents it available in the Shiksha Granthas and in the Vedas. As in Sama Veda, Shad, Rishabha, Madhyam, Dhaivat, Pancham, Nishad, Gandhar, different types of 7 types of Vedic, 7 types of swara, Vedic, 7 types of accents in the Sama Veda. It is provide the whole knowledge in the Naradiya Shiksha. And Krushta, Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturtha, Mantra, and Atiswara. It is for musical purpose. These name we found in the Naradi Shiksha. It's related with the Samaveda, and these name is found in the Taitri Pratishak. It's related with the Krishna Yajurveda. These name is found in this Shiksha Grantha also. And Matra means measurement of the sound, displaying it into Rasva, Dirgha, Pluta. You can say short word, long word, a, as well as sometimes Pluta, longer words. And Bala means place and effort of the articulation. We talked about already. Bal. Sam is harmony in utterance of syllabus in a word or sentence. It's called Sam. And the Santan which for already we can say the Sandhi word used for Santan means the utterance of the syllabus mantra, observing the rules of euphonic combination or sound combination. We can say that. That's a brief knowledge, brief definition of the Shiksha. And here is the Shiksha Vedangas. We have 2 types of composition. Whenever we talk about the Shiksha Vedangas, we got the 2 types of composition. First is the Shiksha, second is the Pratishakya. The Pratishakya Shiksha have come to the honest, and already we found the Shiksha, Pani Shiksha, Yagyavalka Shiksha, Mandukiya Shiksha, Naradiya Shiksha. That's the direct called Shiksha. That's the we relate the Shiksha Vedanga. It is the Pratishakya Grantha also. It is the called Pratishakya. Pratishakya is the noun of Shiksha Granthas. It's the books, different types of it's used different types of the Vedas. It is the Sutra. It's compiled as a Sutra. Shiksha Grantha we found in the Shlok Padha. Already we saw an example. Chanda Padu to Vedasya Mukham Vyakarana Smita. It look like a Shlok. And Pratishakya in compile the sutras. Sutra means halantyam, as well as something in the short word. What is the definition of the sutra? I will talk later. Then Pratishakya is the compiled in the sutra type, and through the principle and elements of Shiksha as forming the constituents of linguistics have been dealt with the Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishad, as well all types of literature of the Vedic literature. Some important Pratishakyas here, I put it here as Rig Veda Pratishakya of Rig Veda. It is a Rig Pratishakya. Shaunaka Sharya Pradita. Taitriya Pratishakya related with the Krishna Yajurveda. Vajasani Pratishakya, it's related with the Shukla Yajurveda. And Atharvaveda Pratishakya. Atharvaveda Pratishakya different name is Chaturadhyaika. It's related with the it is related with the Atharva Veda. We had two Pratishakya also available, Atharva Pratishakya and Chaturadhyayika. In the some different text also find out there here. That's why here is the put only Atharva Veda Pratishakya. Then it's the brief knowledge of Shiksha. We talked about the Shiksha. Now we will talk about the Vyakarana. What is the Vyakarana? Then another class of literature which helps to understand the nature of Vedic languages by dealing with these various elements. It's actually if we remove our approach to Vedas, then also Vyakarana is the most important parts of the any languages. Vyakarana, if any languages have, every languages have their grammatical portion. Then Vyakarana is important for the every languages. But here is the talking about the Sanskrit Vyakarana. Here is some special Vyakarana also, the Vedic Vyakarana also. Would talk about the only different types of rules about the Vedas. That's why here we are put as Vedic languages. But normal Sanskrit Vyakarana also provide compile the big knowledge about the understood the Vedas. Then another class of literature which helps to understand us the nature of what is the nature of the Vedic languages by dealing with various elements such as Nam, Akhyat, Upsarga, Nipat, and the prescribing rules of their correct uses. It's called Vyakarana. And what is the Nam? Nam is the existence. Whenever we call Shivarchita, Mahesha, as well whenever called some names, Gau, Agni, that's all the conduct in the compiled in the name. Akhyat, we can say that that is the feeling. Akhyat is the whenever someone say that please go, Gacha. Then Gach, before going us, we have create a feeling we will stand up and go somewhere. That is the called Akhyata. In Nirukta Shastra called that Bhava Pradhanam Akhyata. Measures the importance of the feeling, that's called Akhyat. Whenever some that Jalamanaya, bring us to water. Then whenever someone talk about the bring us to water, here is the before we take the water someone, I have created an image, I have created a action how to we bring the water. That is called Akhyat. And the Upsarg is already cleared. Upsarg is that we can say that Upsarg is the prefix who is compiled with the words before the words. And Nipat it's Nishayana Patati Nipata. As in the English we can use and, of, it's all the Nipat. In Hindi or in English cha, eva. In the Brahmana Granthas and Upanishad Granthas, lots of nipatas. Nipatas sometimes sometimes meaningful and sometimes not also. In the Shiksha Granthas, Pratishakya, Vajasni Pratishakya, 14 types of nipatas mentioned. In the Vajasni Pratishakya, quoted that Chaturdasha Nipata ye, 14 types of nipata. Nipade cha, ha, eva, he, ha, va. That's the 1, 2 alphabets. It's called nipata. These all are prescribing rules of their correct uses whenever we need to use, how to create words, how to what is the mean of this word. It's called Vyakarana. The Vedanga Vyakarana. Vedanga is Vyakarana. We can say that grammar also. Which necessary for the understanding of the Veda. Need to what is the whenever you need to understood the commentary also, understood the what is the for understanding the commentaries of different types of writers, commentators. When also you need to you need to know about the Vyakarana Shastra. It's called the mouth of the Veda Purusha. We already seen that Mukham Vyakaranam Smritam. The old Vedanga texts on Vyakarana are not found entirely today. Old Vedanga text of Vyakarana are not found entirely today. In the Aranyakas, we found some terms of grammar. Somewhere Kovakshataha Kim Upanishadam Kim Kim Akhyatam Kim Nama upsarga, as like sometimes some words we found in the Arnika Granthas, but completely we are not find the entirely Vedanga Vyakarana. On that, in the present time, we have the representative of the Vedangas, Ashtadhyaya Panini. Ashtadhyayi called Ashtadhyayi because it's the chapterization, eighth chapter of the Padaniya Vyakarana. That's called Ashtadhyayi. It's composed by Acharya Padani. Then the representative of the Vedanga is called Ashtadhyaya Panini. It is indeed the most celebrated textbook of the Vedic grammar. It's very famous textbook of Sanskrit grammar. It's the Padani Vyakaran. Formation of the word is the main subject of the grammar. Formation of the words. What is the how is the formulating the words? What is the structure of the word? It's called the specific talked about in the Vyakarana. It is discussed. It discusses root, words, and suffix. That's the Prakriti. It's called Dhatu and Pratyay of a word. Study its meaning as Ram is the word, and the Ram in the we will talk about the Pratyay suffix Supratyay. Then we will make the Rama. How to make the Rama word? How to formulate the Rama word? How to formulate the Hasti? Different types of word. What is the formulation? It's we are studying the Vyakarana Shastra, and Parani Vyakarana is in the form of the sutras. Vridhirajai, Alantyam, different types of sutras available in the Parani Vyakarana. I think much people here also know about the Parani Vyakarana. There is a 14 sutras are referred to here as Maheshwara Sutras. Much person I think remember also the 14 sutras referred to here based on the 40 sutras. Acharya Parni created the complete Vyakarana. Ayun, Ril, Rik, A, Ong, I, Ouch. It's as well as 14 sutra. It's completely scientifically compared to word to word. Whenever you said that, whenever you see that, they are considered the foundation of the grammar. They are the base of the grammar. And Vararuchi has written elaborate commentary. We can say Vararuchi, a name of different name is someone say Katyayana, Acharya Katyayana, Acharya Vararuchi. I think it's the same. Sometimes some people say that they are different. Then Vararuchi and Katyayana both were used for these writers, who is the written the elaborate commentary. That's called Vartika. That Vartika is the commentary. Vartikakar. Vararuchi said as the Vartikakar. Vartikakar, who is the elaborate the commentary of the Panini Sutra. And Acharya Patanjali, who wrote the commentary, it's not commentary, actually it's the Mahabhashya. Mahabhashya is specific elaboration, we can say that Mahabhashya on it, on the Padani Ashtadhyayi. Then first thing is the Ashtadhyayi of Padani, it's become the sutras, and we have Vartika also, it's also elaborate, it's also types of commentary. It's wrote by Vararuchi, we can say Katyayana, and mostly the Patanjali wrote the commentary, a deep elaboration on Mahabhashya, or it's called Mahabhashya on the Padani Ashtadhyayi, Padani Vyakarana. And here is the much book of Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, Madhya Siddhanta Kaumudi, Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi, different types of books to understood the Padani Vyakarana. We have such helping book, many helping books we have composed by the great acharyas in the different types of scholars. Then we talked about the two Vedangas, Shiksha first and Vyakarana. It's very short. It's just like introduction. So I put it down. Whenever you want, I will provide the deep knowledge of try to deep knowledge. Try to talk about the deep also. And here is the Nirukta is the mostly direct relate with the Vedas. Vedas, because it's based of the Nirukta Shastra is the words of the Vedas. Nirukta Vedanga is called to the ears of the Veda Purusha. That's called Niruktam Shrotramuchyate. Nirukta means etymology, and it's explain the reason why a particular has been used. As example, what's the meaning of the uses? Whenever we talk, we find the word go, then Nirukta defined why the name of go. Then he will elaborate gachati iti go. Go because it's moving, because it's going. That's called go. Because whenever someone if go means cow, then cow is whenever we talk it, cow is the going on. That's called go because it's going on. That's why it's go. Gachati iti go. And what is the we talked about the Agni. Agni means Agradir Bhavati. Agradir Bhavati iti Agni. And something it's the etymological definition we found in the Nirukta Shastra. We found the Acharya word, Acharya. Then where is the question? Acharya Kasmat. Then Nirukta said that Acharam Grahyati, Achinoti Arthan, Achinoti Buddhi. It will be Nirukta Shastri liberate the words in different types of the matter, different type of subject. Why the Acharya is Acharya? Why is the go is the go? Why is the Prithvi is Prithvi different? Why the Samudra is the Samudra? Why is the name of the why is the name of the words as we saw we have saw, that is the defined by the Nirukta Shastra. Why is the particular word has been used? What is the meaning of the uses? That type of thing word used for used by the Nirukta Shastra, defined by the Nirukta Shastra. The only work which has survived as specimen of the Vedangas etymology is the Nirukta of the Yaska. We have much Nirukta, I think most probably 12 Nirukta available before the Yaska, because before the Yaska, I think we have 12 Nirukta Shastras available at that time. But at the present time, we have the Nirukta of Yaska, and too much famous to understood the meaning of the words of the Vedas, not the meaning, and as well as Vyakarana Shastra before the Padni, also much Vyakarana Shastra also available, because in the Padni Vyakarana we found much of names of the different rishi, different type of the we can say that who is the compiled the Vyakarana Shastra. Here the Lopa Shakalyasya it's sutra of the Padni Ashtadhyayi. It means any Shakalya rishi also available who will talk about the law, who is the talk about the words, then who is the talk about the Namakya, different types. Then Shakalya rishi, Shakatayan, although different types of name in the we found in the Vyakarana Shastra. Because of these rishis name, scholars estimated that before the Padni Vyakarana also we have much of Vyakarana available. But Padni Vyakarana is developed and put it the right way. That's why it's too much famous. And as well as it's happened with the Nirukta Shastra also. In Nirukta Shastra, yes, talk about the different types of acharyas, and the Varshayani, Shakapudi, Garga, Shakatayan. Much of here is the probably 12 is talk about the 12 rishi, 12 names of who may compiled the Nirukta Shastra before the Yaskacharya. Then but at the present time we have Yask of Nirukta Shastra available who relate with the Yaskacharya. It's the commentary of the Nighantu. Here's the some happen debate. Sometimes it's debated also. It's the commentary. Nirukta is the commentary of the Nighantu. Nighantu is also a Nighantu Shastra, also a different thing. Who is the we can say that it is the encyclopedia of the Vedas. We can say that a Nighantu Shastra, who is the collected of the synonyms of the words as the Gau, Gama, Jama, Kshak, Shama, Chodi, Prithvi. It is the 21 name of the Prithvi. Then after that compiled it's the 16 name of Akasha, sky. It is the 10 names of the Indra as well. It's just compiled, and Nirukta Shastra defined the why this name is here. Then it is the commentary of the Nightu, which list of the words found in the Vedas. Tradition describes that Nightu to Kashyap Prajapati. That Nightu is composed by Nightu is compiled by Kashyap Prajapati. Kashyap Prajapati is the name of the Rishi, name of the sage, name of the seer. You can say that. The Nightus are 5 chapters, and which are again divided into 3 sections. Nirukta Shastra is divided into the 3 sections. Nightu has 5 chapters. Nightu are 5 chapters. Nightu's different name is Panchadhyay also. As the Padani different name is the Ashtadhyay as well. Nightu Shastra a different name also Panchadhyay, because it's a 5 chapter. Which are again the divided into 3 forms. When we talk about the Nirukta Shastra has 12 books, 12 chapters, but it's divided into the 3 sections. The first section called Nighantu Kandam, second section is called Naigam Kandam, and third section is called Daivat Kandam. In the Nighantu Kandam, Nirukta Shastra talk about the common words about the which found in the Vedas and commonly used in the publicly also in the our conversation also use words. There is the Nighantu Shastra. It is the normal words used in the conversation, normal words in the Shroti Yaga, Smarta Yaga, and different types of Vedic textual texts. Then here is the first section called Nighantu, and Kand. Second section is called Naigam Kand. Is the specific word in the Vedas who is completely not understood by the Vyakarana Shastra, by the different types of granthas. Then here's the specific word who is the relate with the Vedas. It described in the Naigam Kandam. And last Kand is the Nirukta Shastra is Daivat Kandam. In the Daivat Kand talk about the Devatas. Here is the 3 section of the Devatas. Some Devata is the Pratisthaniya, place of the earth. Some Devata is the Antariksha, some Devata is the Dyusthaniya. 3 different types of Devata. Devata is the power of nature, as Agni. Agni is the Agni Devata. Talk about the Agni deities. Agni is the place of the Agni, earth. Prithvisthaniya, Agni Prithvisthaniya in the Nirukta Shastra found that. As well, I think Vayu Sthaniya, Antariksha Sthaniya, Indraha, and Dusthaniya Aditya, and as well many Devata, Varun, Indra, Parjanya, different types of deities, different types of power of the natures. We saw compiled in the Nirukta Shastra in the Daivat Kandam. It's the 3 sections are Daivat Kand and Nighantu Kand. Nighantu Kand, second the Naigam Kand, and third is the Daivat Kand. Is the Yaskrit mention considered the number of the importance grammatian as is the predecessor in the Nirukta, such as Galava, Shakapuni, Kathakya, Varshayani, and Shatyayana, Audumbara, much of names. It's mentioned the considerable number of the important grammarians as his predecessor in the Nirukta, such as Galava, Shakapuni, Kathakya, as well as Padani also use these names, Shakapuni and Galava and Shakalya, different types of name in Padani Vyakarana also we find that, and in the Nirukta Shastra also we find that the same names. And here Nirukta is the important for several reasons. First, it represents the type of the earliest classical style, and in this respect stand by itself. Secondly, it is the oldest known attempt in the field of Vedic etymology. Before the Nirukta, we didn't found any etymology book. And as regard the importance of the etymology, Yas himself said that without it, the precise meaning of the Vedic stanzas, Vedic text, we can say Vedic Samhitas, can't be understood. Without the help of the Nirukta Shastra, without the help of the Nirukta Grantha, we are unable to understand the understand the what is the meaning of these particular words, what is the meaning of the particular not a sentence, it's particular words defined in the Nirukta Shastra. And here is the brief knowledge about the Nirukta Shastra. Nirukta Shastra is 12 chapter. Let's talk about the meaning of the Vedic text, Vedic pad, Vedic words. Here is the main purpose of the Nirukta Shastra. Define the define the you can say meaning, define the purpose of the words, Vedic words, specific Vedic words. And here is the some relation, some things about the Chanda Shastra. And the Chanda Vedanga is regarded to the feet of the Veda Purusha, the body of the Chanda Padutu Vedasya. First of all, we see that this is regarded the feet of the Veda Purusha. The body of the Vedas rest on the chandas, which are in the nature of the feet, because each mantra of the Vedas has special chandas, just as it has presenting Devata. As a different mantra, as a different Devata, as a different mantra, different chandas. We have 7 types of main chanda is 7 types: Gayatri Chand, Ushnik Chand, Anushtup, Brihati, Pankti, Trishtup, Jagati. Here 7 chanda is important. Main chanda is in the Vedas, and we have more than 100, 104, 108, almost 104, more than 100 chanda is available, who relate with the Vedas. Because Gayatri Chanda, 8 part of Gayatri Chanda, minimum 8 part of Gayatri Chanda, Arshi Gayatri, Brahmi Gayatri, Nishrit Gayatri, Samrat Gayatri, Virat Gayatri. There's a different nature, different variations of the Chanda Shastra. And according to the Nirukta Shastra, the term chandas are derived from the root chad, and chad is the chad achhadanarte. It's the for the cover. Achhadan word used for the cover. It's the chad dhatu, root of the word chad for the cover word. Chad achhadanarte. Chandas words provided for us. Chandas words formulation of the chanda word. Meters is called chanda because it's cover the sense of the mantra. It covers the complete mantra, because whenever we talk about the mantra, in already they have included in the chanda. Whenever we talk about the Gayatri mantra, it is compiled in the Gayatri chanda. Whenever you say that any shlokas, any mantra, it's compiled in the any one chandas. As we spoke Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, then it's already have a chand, Anushtup chand. Whenever we have spoke the in any other Vedic mantra, Vitiho Trantva Kaviti Mantran Samidhi Mahi Agni Brihantam Matvare, it's the mantra, but it is compiled in the Gayatri chanda. There is especially this chanda is based on the numbers of the alphabets. Vedic chanda mostly used for numbers of the Vedic text, Vedic alphabets, Vedic letters. We have 2 types of chandra. Matrik chandra, who depend on the swara, depend on the accents, which depend on the vowels. That's called Matrik chand. It's probably used in the normal Sanskrit, Lokik Sanskrit, we can say. But in the Vedic Sanskrit, probably and mostly use the Varnik chand. Varnik chand, it's depend on the number of the letters. Whenever you find in the 14 alphabets in a mantra, it will be become in the Gayatri chand. Whenever we found in the 28 alphabets in the mantras, then it will become into the Gayatri chand. Whenever we found in the 32 numbers, probably 32, 30, 24, it's not a complete number. It's not the only number, because whenever 23 words found, it will become in the Nishri chanda. Whenever it will come 22 words, it will become the Virat chanda. It's a different types of chanda because of the numbers of the alphabets, number of the letters. It's depend on the, probably it's chanda is depend on the number of the words, number of the alphabets. What's the word used by mistake? Alphabets, and later what is the right for that? The chanda is designed the purpose of the securing the proper reading and reciting of the Vedic text. Because it for the whenever we found this is the Gayatri Chand, but what is 23, then I think we can find out that it will be some different chanda, or either here will be some mistakes for the if whenever we talk about the Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, whenever we remove the one word, then we have suffering by the problem to the accentuate to the utter that shloka. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, remove the one word in the that shlokas. Any shlokas we have Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta Yutsava, remove the only one word. Third word, remove the third word, remove the fourth word, and then then utter the that shlokas. You are not able to spoke like correctly as correctly. That's why that is the important of the chanda. The text dealing with the Vedic meters, Vedic chandas also follow. Here is some text where we will find the found the chandas in Rig Pratishakya. Rig Pratishakya is specific. Pratishakya is specific talk about the Shiksha Granthas, but in the last three sections of the Rig Pratishakya, here is the Chanda Patalam. Chanda Patal is a chapterization of the Rig Pratishakya in the Patal. Patal also a chapterization, as we talk about the Valli, we talk about the Mandal, we talk about the Kram. So as well here is something about the chapterization of the Rig Pratishakya in the Patal. The last of the three Patal of the Pratishakya, last three Patal, talking about the Chanda, various 100 types of Chanda in the Rig Pratishakya also. In the last chapter of the Rig Pratishakya. And the Shankhan Sutra also we find about the something about the Chanda, and Nidan Sutra also related to the Samveda. Here is also talking about the here is the subject of the subject of the meter subject of the Chanda Shastra, and here is the Chanda Sutra of Pingal Chanda Sutram. Here is the it is the composed by Pingalacharya. Pingal Chanda Sutram. It is the very famous books to understood the Vedic Chanda. It is the Pingal Chanda Sutram. It's probably used everywhere to understood the Vedic Chanda. Each of them contains a section varying slightly from each other on the Vedic meters. Every different types of meters to relate with the Vedas. They were provide the complete elaborate knowledge about the Chandas. Here is the Chanda Sutra by the Pingalacharya. It's very famous in the Chanda Shastra, different types of Chanda Shastra. Now we will talk about the Kalpa Shastra. Kalpa Shastra, I think you are related with the Kalpa Shastra. The other Vedanga is the Kalpa Ritual. We talk about the Shrod Sutra, Grihya Sutra, different type of Sutra also available. Which they call the arms of the Veda Purusha. Hastav Kalpota Pathyate. Chanda Padut Vedasya Hastav Kalpota Pathyate. Hast is talk about it's aid about for arms. Then it's especially intended for the proper application of the Vedic text, and the Kalpa Sutra Vedic text and the Kalpa Sutra, those which in their contents are directly connected with the Brahmanas and Aranikas. Kalpa Sutras, those which their content are directly connected with the Brahmana Granthas and Aranik Granthas. We got Kalpa Sutra providing in knowledge, specific knowledge of the Yajna Mandapa, Yajna Vedi, and how to perform the Yajna. Many things talking about in the Kalpa Shastra. It was the ritual, Kalpa, the chief content of the Brahmanas, which the first received systematic treatment in the manuals called the Kalpa Sutras. We found something about the Brahmana Grantha, but how to we perform systematically, how to use these types of things step by step. We found about these types of things in the Kalpa Sutra. That the Kalpa Sutra also important for the Yajna, and if Kalpa Sutra, Shrota Sutra, specific related with the Yajna, and they contain the rules in the rules in the Sutra style referring to the Yajna. It's already clear. they are more practical than the Brahmana Grantha. Brahmana Grantha just instruct to us what should we do, but what should we do? But Kalpa Shastra defined to us how to do. Let's talk about the how to do. It's instruct to us Kalpa Shastra, Kalpa Sutra. They are more practical. That's why it's the more practical than the Brahmana Grantha. It's the most part are taken up with the mystical, historical, etymological, theological or the dharmic words is good for that. Their discussion. Here is the much of discussion. Here is the etymological discussion as a Niruta Shastra also. Here is the Here is the some different types of historical words also found. Some mystical words also found, as well as different types of elaboration also found in the Kalpa Sutra also. And they are also considered significant for the study of the Vedic culture, and Vedic society also. Then it's also a big subject. Subject is the Kalpa Shastra, who is the direct relate and practically relate with the Veda and Brahmana Grantha. There is the 4 types of Kalpa Shastra, 4 types of Kalpa Sutra. Then there is the Shraut Sutra. It's a specific dealing with Shrauta Yajna, and the Grihya Sutra. It's a specific dealing with the domestic ceremonies. We have talked when we talked about the Shodat Sanskara. We talked about the which yajna who is the important in the Grihya Dharma. As we talked about the Panchamahayagyaha, Brahma Yagyaha, Deva Yagyaha, Pitri Yagyaha, Andri Yagyaha, Bhuta Yagyashriti. It is the that 5 types of yajna we found in the Grihya Sutra. And Dharma Sutra we talk about in Dharma Shastra with the Dharma and social laws, who is the dealing with the Dharma and the social laws. And where the Sulpa Sutra is dealing with the rules of the measurement of the fire altars, and fire altars like the Yagyavedi, Agni Vedi. And Sulpa Sutra is the base of the mathematical point of view. It's much important of the mathematical views. We found in the about the I think we found about the Rekha Ganita. We found about the algebra. We find about the different types of the mathematics. Even Bodhan Sutra is the Bodhan Prameya. It's matched with the Pythagoras Prameya. It's the we will talk about that. Sulva Sutra dealing with the rules of the measurement of the higher altars. It's especially depend on the mathematics. Bodhan Sulva Sutra, Apastamba Sulva Sutra, Katyan Sulva Sutra. It's a different types of Sulva Sutra, who is the base of the mathematics. Whenever even I think. Whenever you have a class of Vedic mathematics, you will be know more about that also. And now we are talking about the Jyotish. Jyotish also Jyotisha Mainam Chakshu. We talked about this. We talked about Shiksha, Vyakalpa, Vyakaran, Nirukta, Chand. 5 Vedangas we have covered, and here is the Jyotish Shastra. The Vedanga Jyotisha is called I, the organ of the sight. We can say that. Of the Veda Purusha, Jyotisha Menam Chakshuhu. Then the object of the Jyotisha Vedanga, it's conveys such knowledge of the days, hours of the Vedic Yajna. It's not only the subject of the Jyotish Shastra. It's not only the knowledge of subject and matter of the Jyotish Shastra. I just put it here to relate with the Yajna and relate to the Yajna only. But the Jyotish Vedanga is much bigger than I show here, because the various topics covered by the Jyotish Shastra to relate with the astrology and astronomy, different various things about the various things. It is the give the some rules for calculating and fixing the time of the yajna. In the Brahmana and Aranyaka, we found frequent allusion of the astronomical subjects, and even in the hymns, we find trace which indicate the certain advance in the observation of the moon. Not even the moon, different types of nature, different type of as well moon, sun, and Jupiter, and different types of stars, different types of nakshatra. In the Jyotisha, nine types of measurement of the times, nine types of measurement of the times in the Jyotisha. Navavidha Kalamanam, Badhaspatyaman. It's depend on the Jupiter, Brihaspati. Sauramanam. It's time by the defined by the sun, and Chandraman, Nakshatraman, different types of measurement of the times. Then here is the only I talk about the moon. Generally, Maharshi Lagadha, Acharya Lagadhacharya said that it's regarded the author of the Vedanga Jyotisha. This is the very difficult text. I studied by many types of the who put it the literature of the Vedanga Jyotish. They all said that Vedanga Jyotish by Lagadhacharya is very difficult text, and therefore it's not to clear the several points to the scholar even today. It's made some scholars find out their meanings, find out their what he want to say, what was he want to say. But many, I think many scholars not eligible to understand what is the mean, what is the mean of the Vedanga Jyotisha, who is the regarded by the Acharya Lagadhacharya. We find the many Sanskrit treatise on astronomy and mathematical calculation. We have many Sanskrit texts like Muhurta Chintamani, Muhurta Martanda, and different types of Vedanga Jyotish, Yajush Jyotish. Yajush Jyotish had 33 stanzas available in the Yajush Jyotish, as well as Rik Jyotish. Different types of Veda, different Vedas, different Vedanga Jyotish available at that time. And 33 shlokas kind of the now also, which called Yajush Jyotish. We have many texts about the relate with the Jyotish Shastra and specific Siddhanta Shiromadi and Aryabhatiyam, as well many books available who is the relate with the Jyotish Shastra. At the Bhaskaracharya, Varamira, Aryabhatta are known the ancient scholar conversant with these scientific subjects. So who is the elaborate this type of scientific area of the Jyotish Shastra. Bhaskaracharya, Paramihira, Aryabhatta, and many scholars. I think I couldn't put here. The principle of wisdom is by them. They use the modern word, which is explained by the Bhaskaracharya, Bhaskaracharya and Paramihira. They are the biggest scientists in the Jyotish Shastra, in the astronomy, you can say astrology also. Here is I put it here book. Here is the Vedanga tree. I put it here pick of the book. You can say that first is the Shiksha, the Vyakaran, Nirukta, Chand, and Jyotisha. What's the compared to that? Well, sir, I couldn't translate what you want to. That whenever someone asks to the question, they can ask. After that, I will start the Dharma Shastra also. Sir, am I right? Because someone asked the questions about the Vedangas also.
Now, you have finished or you have some more to talk?
I think just 2 minutes I talked about that. Here is the only 2 charts we have. I just explain shortly. After that,
we will take question answers on Vedangas today. Tomorrow we will start the Dharma Shastras.
Okay, sir.
And I'll give you one more period so that you can cover Dharma Shastras in detail. You will have one more period, 2 more periods.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Then Shiksha is the we have seen here Pratishakya, Shiksha Granthas. In the Pratishakya we call the different Pratishakya, different Pratishakyas as Rigveda Pratishakya, who is the relate with the Rigveda, Vadasni Pratishakya, Bhashik Sutra, Tatri Pratishakya. It is the relate with the Yajurveda. Vajrayana Pratishakya relate with the Yajurveda. Bhashik Sutra with relate with the Brahmana Grantha. Taitri Pratishakya is related with the Krishna Yajurveda. And Rik Tantra, Sam Tantra, Akshar Tantra, Pushpa Sutra, Stovanusrahara. It's a different type of famous is the Rik Tantra and Pushpa Sutra is the famous Pratishakya of the and it is the uses for today. It's the relate with the Samveda and Atharved Pratishakya and Chaturadhyayika. It's so common. It's a Atharved Pratishakya and Chaturadhyayika. There is no much of difference between two Pratishakya. Atharved Pratishakya Chaturadhyayika because it's divided into 4 adhyayas. That's why called Chaturadhyayika. Here is the Vyakaran. In the Vyakaran we have find some specific books. Ashtadhyayi, Vartik by Vararuchi, Panini, Mahavashyan by Patanjali. It is the Kashika Javritti. Kashika also a remark. Kashika also a comment types of commentary. That's called Kashika Vritti. On the commentary of the background. Siddhanta Kaumudi. It's also a books of Lagu Siddhanta, Madhya Siddhanta, Siddhanta Kaumudi. It's the books of the who relate the background. Nirukta is already clear. Nirukta is the only one. Here's the Nirukta. Chand is the we have in the Chanda we have 3 books already covered. I think Chando in Rig Pratishakya we have find in the Rig Pratishakya also we found the Chanda Patal. There are 3 chapters of the Pratishakyas and Chanda Sutra, Pingal Chanda Sutra, famous by Acharya Pingala, and Chando Vinshatika. Chando Vinshatika also a very short book relate with the Chanda. And Kalpa Shastra, I will talk about after that. Jyotisha, Vedanga Jyotisha, Atharva Jyotisha, available in the Vedanga Jyotisha, Yajush Jyotish and Rik Jyotish, available in the Vedanga Jyotisha. It's compiled by the Acharya Lagadacharya. And here the Shiksha, at the many Shiksha books available who relate with the Vedas as different types of Veda. Here is the 4 Shiksha Granthas famous who is the relate with the Vedas. As in the Rig Veda, we found the Panini Shiksha on the 5th number. Panini Shiksha is completely used today and is the completely found. Here's the too much explanation and elaboration find with us. And in the Samaveda, Naradi Shiksha in the 3rd number found. It's a very famous Shiksha of the Samaveda. And in the Shukla Yajurveda, we have Yajnavalkya Shiksha. Yajnavalkya Shiksha is famous here. And the Krishna Yajurveda, Aranya Shiksha, and Atharveda, Mandukya Shiksha only. But here is much of name Swarankusha Shiksha, Shodash Shloki Shiksha, Shaiririya Shiksha, Apishali Shiksha, and Padani Shiksha. We have looked here in the Rig Veda and Gautami Shiksha, Lomashi Shiksha, Naradi Shiksha related with the Samaveda and Shukla Yajurveda. Much of the books Yajnavalkya Shiksha, Vasishtha Shiksha, Katyayani Shiksha, Parashari Shiksha, Mandavya Shiksha, 18 types of Shiksha. Probably all Shiksha Granthas available. Here the Shiksha Sangraha is the book published by University or Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Kala Kendra. Here is the here is the Shiksha Sangraha. It's the all Shiksha books compiled in the one book because here Shodash Shloki Shiksha. Here is the only 16 stanzas available in this Shiksha, and the Shiksha Grantha only 16 books available in the Shiksha Grantha. Swaranku Shiksha, some Shiksha has only 10 shlokas, 10 stanzas, 10 shlokas. Some Shiksha has 15 stanza. Some Shiksha has 700. So shloka is not how much shloka is not correct or not by principle. Shloka is sometimes we find the 10 shloka, somewhere find the more than 50 shloka also. Then the shloka is not clear to mention how much shloka. It's not coming any other rule. And here the Kalpa Shastra. Kalpa Shastra here defines the 4 different types of Kalpa Shastra is the Shraudh Sutra, Grihya Sutra, Dharma Sutra, and Sulva Sutra. And the Shraudh Sutra, in the Shraudh Sutra we have compiled different Vedas. Rig Veda, Krishna Veda, Shukla Veda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda. In the Rig Veda, Ashtalan Srot Sutra is famous, and Shakhan Srot Sutra also. Okay. Yes, sir. I will give, sir. Now I am not didn't make the presentation. I will make and put it to all of you. And Krishna Veda, Vadhul Shrot Sutra, Bodhan Shrot Sutra, Bharatvaj Shrot Sutra, Apastam, Baman, Babara, Satyashadi, Hiranyakeshi, Vaikhanas, Kathak Shrot, much have Shrot Sutra available, who is the relate with the Krishna Veda. And Shukla Veda only Katyan Shrot Sutra, and the Samaveda, Laktan, Trahayan is the famous Nidan. That these are the famous Shrot Sutra, and 6 Shrot Sutra available. You can study by the chart. And Atharvaveda have only one Shrot Sutra. It's called Vedan Sutra, and as well as some Dharma Sutra also available. Sulva Sutra, we have many Sulva Sutra, Baudhayan, Apastam, Hiranyakeshi, Maitrayani, Manav, Varaha, Vadhul, Tatyan, different types of Sulva Sutra. And Baudhayan, Apastam, and Katyayan, and Varaha or Vadhul. Its four is much famous. Or in 3, Baudhayan, Apastam, Katyan, Sulva Sutra is very famous in the Shrot Sutra. And here is the some knowledge about the Grihya Sutra and Dharma Sutra. First, Grihya Sutra also defined according to the Vedas. You can read it as famous as the Kaushitiki Grihya Sutra is and Ashlan Grihya Sutra Rig Veda, and Krishna Veda Baudhayan Grihya Sutra, Bharatvaj Sutra, Apastam also famous. And in Shukla Veda, Parashara Grihya Sutra. Parashar Grihi Sutra and Katyan Grihi Sutra both are same because it is the different name of Paraskara is the Katyayana. So that's why Paraskara Sutra, Katyan Grihi Sutra is the same Grihi Sutra. And Gobhil, Khadir, Trahayan, Gemini, Kautum, different types of Grihi Sutra, and Gopir and Khadir both are famous. And Kaushik Sutra, only the one Grihi Sutra of the Rig Veda. As well, here is the some name of the Dharma Sutra also. Vasishtha Dharma Sutra related to the Rig Veda, and here is the Vishnu and Gautam Dharma Sutra relate with the Samaveda, and we didn't find the who is the directly related with the Atharvaveda with Shrot Sutra, and the Baudhayan, Apastam, Hiranyakeshi, and Harit, Vaikhanas, different types of Dharma Sutra also. Harit is the oldest Dharma Sutra according to the some scholars. Harit Dharma Sutra. That is the I put it here only name because we find the name as the charts. That's why I put it here. That's all. In the next class we will talk about the Dharma Shastra. What is the meaning of Dharma? What is Shastra? We will talk about the next classes. Then any questions so that I can begin over, sir, here?
Yeah, we will take up some questions. Those who want to ask questions can raise their hand. There is one question in the chat box.
Yes.
It says, how can I recite Vedic text or mantra? Need some practical reading also?
Practical for the how can I recite the Vedic mantras text? We already said that if first thing is we had two options. First option is they read all Shiksha and Vyakara Grantha. After that, you are able to understand the mantra. And second option is take the some gurus, some acharyas who already know how to spoke the mantras, how to chant the mantra, how to recite the mantras, and just go and study with them. They will teach you.
Okay.
Only recite.
Give brief account on origin of Upavedas.
Okay, sir. Here is we will talk about them if as possible because different types of different Upaveda. as a Rig Veda's Upaveda is Ayurveda, and the Samaveda Upaveda is Gandharva Veda, Atharva Veda is Upaveda is Sthapatya Veda, and we can say that Shilpa Veda, and Yajur Veda's Upaveda is Dhanur Veda, written by different types of metals. You can talk about that also if you want to.
Okay, you need some more period or time to cover Upavedas or what?
Yes, sir. Because Upaveda is the big matter. Because if we talk about the, I think, sir, we have sir talk about the Vastu Shastra. It's already related with the Sthapatya Veda, and here we have Ayurveda also a class. It's related with the Rig Veda, Upaveda of Rig Veda, and we have Dhanur Veda and Gandharva Veda. Two Veda is labs. We can talk about that.
Okay, okay. And then who is next? In Vedic Jyotisha, was the heliocentric view was used or it was geocentric? Gautamji.
What is the heliocentric and geocentric? I could not understand what is the use for.
Could you unmute and then talk, Gautamji?
I think helio word is for astro. It's for astro. Gautamji asked you the question.
Lalitaji, can you unmute him?
And Bemuri sir also asked something.
But he is not responding.
Okay.
Actually,
do you hear me?
Now we are hearing.
Actually, my question was that most of my scientist friends they give a very low view about Vedas because they do not know anything. But they cannot be blamed because these are not taught in our schools or anywhere. They have the idea that Veda says that still Veda was under the Jyotisha is geocentric, means Earth as the center of the solar system. So my question is whether before Kepler and so on, whether this in the Vedas, whether the sun as center, this is called heliocentric view, was known or not.
Actually, I have not exact knowledge about this matter, but I can say that in the Aryabhatiyam, in the Vara this book Siddhanta Shiromadi, is talk about the brief knowledge. I requested you once if you read Siddhanta Shiromadi and Aryabhatiyam, I think you are able to find the correct answer about that question.
Right.
Aryabhatiyam and Siddhanta Shiromadi, they are briefly.
Because so much exact calculations that we find, so much exact calculation is the position of the planets and so on. We find in Vedas, Jyotisha and so on. I don't think they have a wrong basis. They have a very, very strong basis, and they must be using the heliocentric or sun-centric view. I think it was there already, but exactly that's because you are expert. So I asked that whether exactly it is mentioned that sun is at the center of the solar system.
What is the exact planet in the solar system? You asked that.
No, sun as the center, and all other planets are revolving around sun. That's this model, the solar system model. The current presently that model is revealing about solar system. Whether that was known at Vedic times or not.
Actually, sir, we have not only counted here because is the whenever we talk about the Nakshatraman depend on the stars. They have not only 17. There are much of stars. We couldn't count how much they are, and they Varamira and Aryabhatiyam Bhaskaracharya talk about the many types of stars, planets, and I think it's uncountable, more than 100 and 200. I think it can be happened. So that I
So
can't say the correct numbers.
That was about stars, but the planets, that 9 planets. Okay.
Probably we found the 9 talking about the 9 planets. Probably they are talking about the 9 planets. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Next,
Memori sir asked something, I think.
we understood the different items, but not understood the quantification of each, like you gave for Vedas.
We understood the different items. Sir.
Can you
Not
unmute him? He will let him speak. Shastri garu.
Namaste, sir.
1 minute. We will unmute him so that he will ask.
Quantification for that, sir, I didn't understand. We have 6 Vedangas, 6 quantification. It's clear.
1 minute.
Hello.
Quantification.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Namaskar. I am Shastri
Namaskar.
here for. I am thankful to the organizers for this excellent event that is taking place, and then also grateful to the speaker. Several things he is covering. I just wanted to know in each subject what are the how much time it will take to learn, and what is the quantification. Like slokas or pages or books, how many books in each, like that, some idea. Yeah.
Can you open your video?
Video?
Shastri garu, can you open your video?
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So here
Yeah,
is the
thank you very
question
much.
from Shastri garu. Okay, answer.
Thank you.
Sir, you know already that I am talking about the much of the books and much of the in his book much, because in Shapad Brahmana there is 100 chapters, and 100 chapters in each chapter of more than 500 mantras available. Then we can't remember the all things, but according to the as we have each gotra and relate with each Veda and specific these shakha, we can cover the all things. As if we have related with the Shukla Yajurveda, in Yajurveda we have related my gotra related with the Shukla Yajurveda, then we have responsibility to understand the complete knowledge of the Shukla Yajurveda, Shukla Madandani Samhita, and in the Shrot Sutra, Katyan Shrot Sutra, in Shiksha Grantha read to the Vajsani Pratishakya, in the Dharma Sutra, specific Dharma Sutra, Grihi Sutra, Paraskar Grihi Sutra, we can cover the specific any one parts of the Vedas, any one branches of the Vedas according to our Gotra and Pravara. And I think it's it's not only covered only if you can cover all you can cover, but probably we can cover the specific these branches, specific this portion. It will be good for us.
For example, you want to learn Vedangas, how many months it will take, years it will take, just to get an idea.
It's your own mentality, sir, how much you can connect with that. Because how can I say how much time you will take to understood the Vyakarana Shastra, understood the Nirukta Shastra? How can I say it? But you can start learning today. I think you are able to understand the 6 Vedas from today, because Anantavai Veda you couldn't complete the Vedangas and not complete Vedangas. I can say that here is a too much scholar who was the research on the Vyakarana Shastra, but they had don't complete knowledge on only Vyakarana Shastra. So then you can start now, you can cover as well as possible. But we can't complete any things, any of the Vedas.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to say how long it takes for any of these things to finish. The only question is when you start.
Yes, sir.
Starting is important than probably finishing, because it's a vast subject. Each one of them you can go into details. I think so. That's what you agree.
My question still remains, because in Vedas you are given this many slokas are there, this many shakas are there, details of quantification is given.
Okay.
I am again repeating that in Vedangas you are not given that. That's why I just wanted to have an approximate idea. That's all.
I think quantification of Vedangas, the parts of the Vyakarana, as you want to talk about that, how much in which Vedas called
in which
Vyakarana?
You are given the
how much
structure,
subject
no?
is
You are
dealt with?
given the structure of Vedas.
Actually, sir, Nirukta Shastra relate with the all Vedas. Vyakarana Shastra relate with the all Vedas. Jyotish Shastra also relate with the all Vedas. Rig Jyotish relate with the Rig Veda, Yajush, but Vyakaran and Nirukta, two Vedangas relate with the all Vedas. But Shiksha, I talked about the Shiksha Grantha as Pratishakya, Vadasani Pratishakya Padani Shiksha relate with the Rig Veda, and Nardi Shiksha relate with the Sam Veda, Atharveda Pratishakya relate with the Atharva Veda. Shiksha is the different of each Veda, but Chanda Shastra also relate with to the all Vedas. It's not different Veda, different Chanda Shastra. Chanda Nirukta and Vyakaran is related to the all. And Kalpa Shastra, I talk about the Kalpa Shastra, different Vedas have different Griha Sutra, different Shok Sutra, different Dharma Sutra also. I defined that, but Nirukta, Chanda and Vyakarana, they have related to the all Veda. It's only one, sir.
Okay. We'll take one or two more. That's all.
See, he is asking, Shastri Garu is asking about number of slokas, etc., kandas, chapters, like that.
No, he understood, you know, but
that is difficult to give. That is difficult to give because these books are so many, and the standard of books is depends on the reader, which book you want to read. So every book has got different types of slokas. There are so many books, hundreds of books are there in each Vedanga. So it's difficult to give how many slokas are we have to read. One book is also may not be sufficient. One author may give some idea, another author may give some other idea. So it depends on how much knowledge you can acquire. There are so many books are there on this in each Vedanga. So one book you take maybe about 500 slokas, 300 slokas, like that. How many books we can give like that? So that type of things is difficult to give.
So that work is not available, Shastri Garu. So we'll go to the next question. Okay, Shastri Garu, or still you want to say something more? He is in mute now. Gautam ji wants to ask a question. Unmute, no? I think they are getting unmuted. Probably.
Unmute and talk.
Unmute Gautam ji. Yeah.
I have unmuted.
Yes, actually, what I wanted to say, actually, see, the Vedas, at the level of these Vedas, the rishis were there, they found different truth and they started included in Vedanta, and Vedas was developed that way. Now there are various discoveries made in the modern world now. Suppose these has a lot of relevance. And like yesterday I asked about the conducting wire, whether the concept of conducting wire, because that is the basis of all the new, we call the modern age, new age, scientific age. It started with the electricity. You will find that electricity is a very important part of this. Whatever we are seeing now at so many miles away, we are seeing each other because of the electricity. And so many conductors, semiconductors, and so on, many other things over there. Now, these discoveries, as they come, is there any scope of including them in some chapter, some classifying them in some Vedangas, and that kind of thinking which some rishis will do again, and that will make the Vedas more dynamic kind of thing. That's what I asked actually. Whether these kind of attempts are going on. Okay, there is some. So actually, Vedas is a permanent thing. So it is said that through different kalpas, creation and destruction and so on, Vedas is preserved. Suppose something is found by the mankind now, new discoveries, whether that in the form of some Vedas.
Okay, and understood. The probably understood. You want to understood the some new discoveries is possible in the Vedas or not? Sir, your question is that? Am I right?
Discoveries are found in modern world now, started with electricity and semiconductors and whatnot.
Okay.
Whether there is a scope of including those knowledges in Vedas in some form or not. So that it will be part. Because Veda is called, there is a all pervading. I mean,
Yes, of course. Why not? Why not? It is possible to find all of the different type of thing. We didn't found the specific parts of the chemistry. We didn't found the specific part of the physics in the Vedas. We didn't found the specific part of the biology in the Vedas. But as well as mantras will become, we found the somewhere talk about the gravity in the some mantras. Somewhere we find out the sometimes talk about the physics in the some mantras. We will find out the somewhere talk about the mathematics in the some portions, and after that developed the some specific shastras at the Yukti Kalpataru, and the Vaimanik Prakarad, Bharadwaj's Pradit, Vimana Shastras, and in the physics we found the Vaishesik Shastras, different types of scientific approaches developed by the rishis, but we didn't found the specific books of the what is the physics, what is the where is the chemistry. If we want to know about that, we can read about the Vedas approach to what I want. Then to help of the Nirukta Shastra and Vyakarana Shastra, we can found what thing we want and what we want to discover different things. We can found it, sir.
Okay. Actually, what is the concept of Dibbastras? In the Ramayana and Mahabharata, we find there is a word called Dibbastra.
Yes, sir.
Like Brahmastra, all these different Pasupasastra and Indrastra. So what are those actually? Are there some different kind of phenomenon not so far discovered in modern science? Can it be possible that there are more phenomena features?
Maybe possible, because problem is right now as a Vimana Shastra, as a Rasa Ratna Samuchaya, and we have some books Rasarada, and we have many books. Some books is not available too, and some books are available, but we are not able to understood the each words of meaning at that time, because wherever some were used the word Rajalauham, then we are not able to understand what is the Rajalauham. We know only the iron. They were defined to the whenever we heat any iron 1,000 degree of temperature, then it will be made Rajalauham. Then how can we made heat this metal 1,000 of degrees Celsius, and how can we understood the how to make the Rajalauham? That's the problem for today. If we do research on that, if we work on that, by that concept we can do something that I think absolutely we can found something new and something special in these things also, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
One more thing was that I want to talk to you regarding your presentation. Very nice presentation you have, very nice techniques you have used, so that your face comes, your body structure comes, background is very. I want to use all these techniques because I have a basic mathematics lecture. I still don't know all these techniques, and so I want to rehearse with you. And can I have your mobile number, please?
Okay, sir.
Gautam ji is in the same group.
Okay.
3 months. You can
Shivarchit,
interact with him and
yes.
then
I'll talk to you. Yes.
Okay. So anybody else? Otherwise, we will have Prarthana and then Janaganamana. Okay, let's have Prarthana. Visalakshi ji.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karne Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pasyemakshaphiryajatraha स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धस्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जनगणमन।
Dhanyavad. Can somebody volunteer to sing Janaganamana? Vandana ji. Unmute Vandana. Okay, I think now we will start. Instead of wasting time. Janaganamana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanda
Vindhya
Himachala Yamuna Ganga Udgala Jagaditaranga Tava Subhaname Jage Tava Subhashishamage Gahe Tava Jaya Gadha Jana Gana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He. Jai Hind. Thank you very much, all of you. Let us close now.